Well, it is Christmas time, and that is the time that you make some delicious sugar cookies. So I'm going to show you how to make the easiest sugar cookies that are absolutely delicious. And after we make those, I am going to show you the icing that I make, and it will not run off your cookies, and it will leave them with a beautiful gloss. So let's get started first on the cookies. I have 1 cup of butter, and I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. And we're going to beat this, and I'm using a hand mixer, so we're going to beat this till it's nice and fluffy. And you want this butter room temperature. And even though you could leave it out all night, mine was still hard, so I put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds. Okay, so it is all nice and fluffy, and I'm just going to scrape the sides. And now we're going to add 1 egg and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. So this is what you can do at this point. If you do not just like regular sugar cookies, that flavor, you want a different flavor. If you want to have peppermint or almond, lemon, anise, whatever you want. There are so many different flavors now. So this is a 1.5 teaspoon of the vanilla. And so I'm just going to make the straight traditional kind. So you wouldn't add the vanilla, you'd add your other extract, whatever you want. Okay, so now we're going to beat this and get this all mixed up. Okay, so this is all mixed up. Now I'm just going to take another little bowl, and this is just going to be for the dry ingredients. So I'm going to add 2.5 cups of flour, and in here I have 2 3/4 baking powder and 3/4 of salt. So we'll put that in, and we'll just mix it like this, and you do not have to sift this flour. So I'm going to take the wet ingredients, and I'm going to be beating these with the hand mixer. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to just start it on low, slowly add the flour. Okay, so we want to take it out. And just divide it in half. And what we're going to do is just put it in like little discs, and you can wrap it up now in whatever you have, foil, saran wrap, a baggie, and we're going to put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours until it gets nice and hard to start rolling it out. Okay, so this has been in the refrigerator a couple hours, and we're going to put, I have a little bowl of some flour, and we're going to sprinkle it on the counter, and we're going to start rolling this out. Get these yummy sugar cookies made. It's nice and hard, so you just kind of just start like this, nice and slow, and it'll warm up, but you don't want it, you know, real soft at all. Okay, so I have this first half of it rolled out. So now what you want to do is make sure that you use pretty much the same size cookie cutter if you're using different designs, because then they will all cook evenly. And if you have like a big one, that's not going to cook. That will cook longer than the small one. So there's a little Christmas tree, and I'm just going to go around and just do all kinds. And if your cookie cutter starts to get where it sticks, just dip it in some flour. Now you want to preheat your oven to 375, and we're going to cook these. This is the tricky part. You really have to watch these, because all you want is the edges around here starting to get brown, and then they are done. So you it could be 6 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. It you just need to keep an eye on them. Okay, so I put some on the tray that I cut out, and this is when, if you do not want to have icing on all of yours, you would just take a cookie and you could brush a little bit of melted butter, just a little bit on top, and then you can add your sprinkles, you know, green, and then you can bake them like that. And you could do it to all of them. You could do, you know, any kind of sprinkles that you want. Then you don't have to worry about frosting, you know, the cookies. Okay, so while the cookies are in the oven, we're gonna start on the icing. So you want 3 cups of powdered sugar. And I have this little strainer, and I put it on my bowl, and we are gonna sift this because we don't want any lumps, because powdered sugar always has little lumps at the end. So we're gonna sift this all nice and smooth. Okay, so it's all sifted, all nice and smooth, and I have about 4 tablespoons of milk, and we might not use it all, or we might use it all. We'll see. So in here I have 2 tablespoons of the light caramel syrup, and that's what will keep our icing nice and glossy and from spreading over the edges of the cookie. So this is kind of the secret ingredient. A lot of people use the royal icing with the meringue. I just prefer this flavor than, you know, the royal icing. So, and here is a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're only going to start real slow with the milk. Just add just a tiny bit. And you'll see you want it, you know, not too thick, not too thin. And see, it's still a little too thick. So just a tiny bit more. And you want to make sure that it is nice and smooth. So this is what you're looking for. When you have it and you lift it up and you go like that, you have like this little ribbon that follows it. And if it disappears in just a few seconds, then it's perfect. If the ribbon stays, that means it's too thick. And if you don't even get a ribbon at all, that means it's too thin. And if it's too thin, very simple. All you do is just add some more of the powdered sugar. So this is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I took the cookies out and let them cool for a little bit. And here they are. And this is what you want. The little bit of darkness around the edges. They look cute. So I have Christmas trees and some angels and just some little snowflakes. So on this frosting, what I'm going to do is just put some in here, and we're going to dye it. I'm just going to start with some of the green. So you can pick whatever color you want. And I have some gels. I have, you know, I bought the set a long time ago, last year I believe, and it's green and blue and red and yellow, all the colors. So I'm going to add a couple drops of this for the green. And this is really strong, so you don't really need a whole lot. But if you have to use the liquid ones, just keep your icing just a little bit thicker, because the other food coloring, you know, is like water, so that'll thin the icing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I just took this little plastic glass, and I have these little tips. They don't cost much at all. This one is the little hole, and I'm just taking a baggie, and I cut a little hole right in the corner, and I put this in, and so when I put the icing in here, this won't come forward, so I put a little piece of Scotch tape around to keep it secure. But if you're, you know, good at frosting and have all different tips and the bags and everything, then, you know, that's great too. I'm just showing you what, you know, most people just have in their kitchen. And if you don't have these tips, what you do is just cut a very, very tiny little hole in the corner. And it works exactly the same way. I'll put some frosting in here. Okay, so I'm going to take a little Christmas tree. And I'm just going to outline it. Like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of fill it in. And then you could take a toothpick, whatever you have, and I just have like just this little stick thing, and I'm just gonna bring it up. And you want to get all the bubbles off. You just kind of fill it in like this. And this is so fun. You could do this with the kids. Just make memories with them and do whatever you want. Let them use any colors, sprinkles, anything. And now you could just take anything that you want. I'll just put some little sprinkles on it, like little lights. And there you go. Cute, cute little Christmas tree. So you just keep on going on all of your cookies, have fun with them. Okay, so here's a few of the cookies that I decorated. Just very simple I did, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that could decorate these so much prettier. But this is such a delicious recipe, and the icing, you will have a beautiful gloss to it. And I want to thank you so much for coming into my kitchen. I hope that you will try these. I hope that you will decorate them with your children, make some memories, and we'll see you next time.